Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Sage. This is going to be episode 13 of our talent discussion, where we talk about talents in debt. And today we're going to cover Berserk. So Berserk at 1 of 8 increases attack speed by 10%. At 2 of 8 is 15%. At 3 of 8 is 20%. 4 of 8 is 25%. 5 of 8 is 30%. 6 of 8 is 40%. 7 of 8 is 50%. And 8 of 8 you increase your attack speed by 70%. And increasing attack speed will help you in every combat game mode. You're basically increasing your rate of fire. You're going to be getting more hits in than your opponent who doesn't have Berserk. It's the difference between shooting with an automatic weapon and shooting with a revolver. This increase of attack speed works on your normal attack and also when you proc. It can also be buffed by Pumpkin Duke, and it can be buffed by Ares Frenzy by the magic. In fact, in some cases, those buffs, along with your Berserk, can cause your hero's proc to stack. So basically with stacking, you're moving so fast that you get to your second proc before your first proc is finished. Sometimes you can stack on top of that and you're on your third proc and you're still stacking on your first proc and your second proc. That's how fast Berserk can get your heroes. In fact, back in the day, Pumpkin Duke used to move so fast that he would literally break your phone. Your phone could not refresh enough and could not keep up with the draw rates and the frame rates of the game because Pumpkin Duke was moving at an infinite speed due to stacking with that Berserk talent. So obviously this meant that if you had Berserk back in the day, you had an overpowered hero. And that's where the term OP came from. It was basically all of those heroes that had Berserk who were overpowering your heroes. They were OP heroes. Berserk heroes were hitting faster than your heroes. They were proccing more. They were stacking on top of stack. You had no chance when you went against a Berserk team back in the day. And because it gave you such an advantage in every game mode, HPM, raiding, arena, no matter what you could think of, the Berserk team would always win. It would always overpower your other heroes. Because of that, IGG finally had to nerf Berserk and nerf Pumpkin Duke. Nerf the heroes and also nerf the game itself. Today Berserk is nowhere near as powerful as it used to be. It used to be a game-changing talent. It would literally be the difference between night and day when you put it on your hero. Now in today's world, Berserk is a second-tier talent, a talent that most people, quite frankly, don't even know what heroes to put it on, and when they put it on the heroes, they see little to no effect. That's how much Berserk has been nerfed. Most new heroes have attack speeds of 1200 milliseconds or slower, and almost all of them have cooldowns, which severely limits Berserk. Pumpkin Duke was nerfed so that he could only stack 3 times. That was his limit. So they basically put a speed cap limit on this guy. And then they nerfed the attack speed itself. The actual attack speed was nerfed. So Grizzly Reaper, for example, has an attack speed of 750. That's 750 milliseconds. Of course, 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. So 750, he's attacking under 1 second, about 25% under 1 second. Now what they did was they rounded it up to the nearest 200 milliseconds. So now instead of this being an attack speed of 750 for Grizzly Reaper, it's actually an attack speed of 800. It says 750, but in reality it's rounded up by 200 millisecond increments. So the next 200 millisecond increment from 750 is 800 milliseconds. 200, 400, 600, 800, and then 1000. So this number itself was nerfed in order to quell Berserk. So because they round the numbers up now, you have to have sometimes a significantly fast Berserk, a very high level Berserk, in order to make a difference with some of the attack speeds that they have on these heroes. And you have to look at every individual hero's attack speed, whether they have a cooldown. There's a lot of factors to consider when deciding who to put Berserk on. Fortunately, a lot of charts have been made on Berserk where you can take the attack speed of your hero and then you can look and find out what level of Berserk will benefit them the most. I will right now go over some examples of that so you don't have to go look up charts and stuff since you're watching this video. But Berserk is one of those talents that is very individual to the hero that you put it on, and the level of it makes a big difference on the heroes now. It's not like before where it just benefited your heroes across the board. You really have to have a specific Berserk on your heroes in order for you to see a difference now. So what I'm going to do to end this video, we're going to go from the fastest attacking hero, Skull Knight, all the way to the slowest, Lanacor. And I will tell you what level Berserk you need to see a difference on those heroes. Alright, Skull Knight, he has the fastest attack speed in the game, moving at 600 milliseconds. 600 milliseconds, that's about as fast as Pumpkin Duke is when he has a 8 of 8 Berserk. That's how fast Skull Knight hits. Now, in order for you to get him under 600 milliseconds, you're going to need a 7 of 8 Berserk. 8 of 8 Berserk won't do anything because it's going to be rounded back up. So the next change would be a 7 of 8 Berserk, and that'll get him to 400 milliseconds. My man Grizzly Reaper, he has the second fastest attack speed in the game, moving at 750 milliseconds, which is rounded up to 800 milliseconds. So actually, this should just say 800 because that's what his real attack speed is. Now you can get him faster. You can get him down to 600 milliseconds if you get a Berserk 4 on him. But that's it. That's it. A Berserk 5, 6, 7, 8, it won't get you any faster than the Berserk 4. The Berserk 4 gets you to 600 milliseconds. So will the Berserk 5, 6, Berserk 7, or Berserk 8. So the speed cap on this guy is 600 milliseconds, which is Berserk 4. Don't waste your other Berserks. Or don't waste your fame trying to upgrade it past Berserk 4. Phantom King and also Ninja, they have an attack speed of 800 milliseconds. Very fast. If you want to get it even faster, you have to have a Berserk 6. Now Berserk 7, Berserk 8 won't make a difference. A Berserk 6 will get you down to 600 milliseconds. Don't waste fame. And if you get a Berserk 5, you need to take it up to Berserk 6 if you want to change how fast he's attacking. Otherwise, Berserk 5 is the same as just a non-Berserk Phantom King. It's only going to be going at 800 milliseconds. You need to get him a Berserk 6, and that's it. You're not going to get any faster than that, and that'll take you down to 600 milliseconds. Same for Ninja. Pumpkin Duke, he has an attack speed of 1 second, 1000 milliseconds. And Pumpkin Duke is also included with Ares, Spirit Mage, Druid, Champion, Thunder God, Snowzilla, Immortep, and Succubus. All of these heroes have the same attack speed, 1000 milliseconds. In order to get that faster, you need a 4 of 8 Berserk. You don't. A 5 of 8 Berserk is the same as 4 of 8 Berserk. So you need a 4 of 8 Berserk to get it down to 800 milliseconds. If you want to go faster than 800 milliseconds, you're going to need an 8 of 8 Berserk. So all these people with 6 of 8, 7 of 8 Pumpkin Dukes, it does nothing. In order to get it faster than a 4 of 8 Berserk, you need an 8 of 8 Berserk. So go ahead and invest fame to get that 8 of 8 Berserk. Orcsbane, he's going to represent the new class of heroes. The vast majority of heroes that come out now have 1200 millisecond attack speeds. And most of them have cooldowns. The reason why I have Orcsbane on the screen is because he's the only hero out of those new class of heroes that don't have a cooldown. So actually he would be very good to have Berserk on. Now the other heroes that have 1200 millisecond attack speed are Cupid, Motanica, Warlock, Dread Drake, Golem, Valentina, Lady Leo, Vlad Dracula, Death Knight, Santa Boom, Siren, Candy Cane, Arctica. You see almost all the heroes have 1200 millisecond attack speed. Now if you want to get that any faster, you're going to have at least a Berserk 3. A Berserk 3 actually take 1200 milliseconds down to 1000. Take it down to normal attack speed, I guess. And in order to get it faster than 1000 milliseconds, you're going to have a Berserk 7. So 7 of 8 to get you down to 800 milliseconds if you have a 1200 millisecond attack speed hero. So the key numbers for these type of heroes that have 1200 milliseconds are Berserk 3 of 8. That'll get you down to normal attack speed. And also Berserk 7 of 8. Don't go to Berserk 8 of 8. It won't make a difference. And Berserk 4 of 8, 5 of 8, 6 of 8 does nothing. 3 of 8 is fine for these guys, or 7 of 8. Alright, my main man Destroyer, he has a 1500 millisecond attack speed, 1.5 seconds every time he attacks. And he's kind of slow, but so is his counterparts. There's a lot of 1500 millisecond attack speed heroes now. So we're looking at Minotaur, Pixie, Harpy Queen, Beast Tamer, Triantar, and Paladin. They all have 1500 attack speed. The only one that doesn't have a cooldown is Paladin, of course. Now, in order to get this faster, you're going to need a 1 of 8 Berserk. That'll get you down to actually 1400 millisecond attack speed. It'll take you down under this 1500. So that's pretty good, I guess. 1 of 8 Berserk. That's the only one that I know 1 of 8 that'll actually help you out on. The other key Berserk is 4 of 8. A 4 of 8 to get you down to 1200 millisecond attack speed. And in order to get you down to normal attack speed, 1000, you need a 7 of 8 Berserk. 7 of 8 Berserk. 8 of 8 does nothing. So you either need a 1 of 8 Berserk, 2 of 8 and 3 of 8 is the same as having a 1 of 8. You need a 4 of 8 Berserk, that'll get you down to 1200. Or you need a 7 of 8 Berserk for these heroes that have 1500 millisecond attack speed. Insane. But before I move on, while I'm on Destroyer, I just want to add that Destroyer does have a form of Berserk in his proc. And Berserk, the talent will stack on top of his proc. So it'll stack on top of the attack speed that he already has. So if you take that with Pumpkin Duke and with Magic and with Berserk and his proc going at the same time, it's possible that that Destroyer is going to be moving a lot faster than the numbers I just quoted. At 7 of 8 Berserk, I told you he gets down to 1000 milliseconds, which is the fastest he can go, but actually he can go a lot faster because it stacks on top of his proc. So just keep that in mind. Destroyer and Pumpkin Duke, they can actually go move faster than the Berserk indicates. And finally, the slowest dude in the game. This guy is so slow. 2000 milliseconds. That's 2 seconds per attack. He attacks 1000, 1000, then he attacks 1000. Remember, it takes 8 attacks to get this proc. So that's why Atlantic Core, he needs Revitalize. He needs it. He'll never ever survive to get to that proc unless you have Revitalize on him. So don't even think about putting another talent on him. If you were insane enough to put Berserk on him, if you did want to put Berserk on Atlantic Core, I don't know why, but if you did, okay, you're going to need a 2 of 8 Berserk to get him down to 1800 millisecond attack speed. I don't even know why I'm quoting this because no one will ever do it. You need a 4 of 8 Berserk to get him down to 1600 attack speed, which is still slower than Minotaur, right? You would need a 7 of 8 Berserk to get him to 1400 attack speed, which is a 7 of 8 Berserk, and he's just a little bit under Minotaur's slow attack. And if you had an 8 of 8 Berserk, you would get him to 1200 attack speed. So you would have a super fast Atlantic Core who's moving like Cupid, moving same attack speed as Cupid. Don't put Berserk on Atlantic Core. Revitalize is the only. I don't even know. I just did this just to continue with the attack speed numbers because I'm going up. But in reality, it's a farce. Don't do it. Okay. Revitalize for Atlantic Core all the way. Berserk will do nothing for him, even at 8 of 8. It won't do anything. So through all the constant nerfing and changing of heroes and attack speeds and cooldowns and such, and it made Berserk a very complicated talent. And you really need to look at one of these graphs or one of these charts before you place it on any of your heroes, because you see that every hero is different, and every level of Berserk affects these heroes different. And you could get a 5 of 5 Berserk and be happy, a 5 of 8 Berserk, and you put it on the wrong hero and it does nothing. You might as well just put a 3 of 8 Berserk on him, because there won't be any difference in his attack speed with a 5 of 5. And then you move up to a 6 of 5 and it's a big jump. But if you go to 7 of 8, there is no jump at all. Like 6 of 8 is the only thing that'd make it jump. So it's so complicated and confusing, and the only way to make sense is to actually do the math yourself, or if you don't want to do the math, go on the wiki or on the forums and find one of these graphs that where someone did the math and they wrote it down, or you know, rewatch my video and kind of take the names of the heroes, because I'm just quoting what I read myself. So it's a very complicated talent nowadays because of all the nerfing. Alright, so that's it. I'm back on my main account now. I gotta do some quests, you know the daily grind that we all have to do with Castle Clash. But that's it for episode 13. Berserk, once the prima donna, baddest, biggest talent you could put on your hero, completely devastating, steamrolling through anybody in your path. Now convoluted, confusing. I don't know what the hell to make of Berserk anymore because of all the constant nerfing, everything that happened in the last 3 years to basically nerf this talent has really weakened it, and it's a mess now. Berserk, I love you. I used to love you. I still have respect for you because I'm one of the old time Castle Clash players, but it's just not the same. I mean, we got to admit it. There's a lot of better talents out there that haven't been nerfed as bad, and you can make a lot better use out of those talents. So, that's it. Berserk, I don't know. Put it on the right hero. Look at one of those graphs. You should be fine. It'll get your attack speed up. But, if you have a cooldown, it's like driving a Ferrari in traffic. I mean, you come into a stop, you can't go forward until that cooldown is finished. So, I don't know. I feel depressed even talking about it. I have this. Oh yeah. Let's just see what I get before I got one. Let me see. Change. Something good. Oh, 2 of 8 Berserk. Nothing. Okay. I'm in the video right now. That was my suspenseful moment right there. And I will be back with another video soon. Peace out. Talk to you guys later.